Tuesday certainly was an aberration from a goal scoring standpoint, but goal scoring is up for your team and league-wide. Do you have any reason for that? Is there any explanation from a coach's standpoint?
I'm just focused on tonight's game.
For your team, your goal scoring also is up. Any reason that you can see for why you guys are putting it in?
Well, I think when, at least I'll speak for my team, I think we're making right decisions in the neutral zone, giving ourselves a chance to forecheck when the opportunity presents itself. And also, we have the ability to make some plays. I think each year we have brought more talent in, and has certainly given us a much better opportunity to score goals.
And the fact that guys are delivering on their expectations probably helps confidence and therefore more numbers?
Yeah, I don't know. We're just playing. Yeah. You know, we're just playing, and we have found a little chemistry within a couple of lines. Yeah, and we're just trying to stay on the attack.
John, I think this season you've had a pretty good track record of bouncing back from tough losses or blowout losses, whatever. Do you just scrap Tuesday's game from the memory, or do you feel like you need to bounce back from that? You know what I'm saying? Did that even happen that game, or do you? Well,
you know, we haven't, like I said to you yesterday, I don't want to over-dissect that game. I did watch it. There's sometimes I don't even watch a game that I just think it's useless. But I think there were some things in there that we can improve on. And I think there were some things in that game, and quite a few of them, that we were really good at. So yeah, we're not going to overthink that game. We're going to play against a team that just came off a big win in Pittsburgh. A lot of stuff flying around this organization the past couple of weeks, and I think teams tend to get a little bit of a bunker mentality when things like that's going around them. This team will be ready to play us tonight, so we're just focused on our next opponent, and it happens to be Philly in this situation.
How much have you talked about your tendency at times when stuff isn't going well for players to become individuals? You mentioned that.
Yeah, and it happens to all athletes in all sports because, I mean, that's why they're great athletes. That's why they're playing the top of their business, is because they care and they want to make a difference. I'd be more worried about a team that is cowering and they don't want to go on the ice, and they have their head between their legs. They don't want to be in those type of situations. Yeah, so in our game, and it's happened to us, and it happened to us a number of times in the last game, we try to do too much, and that's what doesn't give us a chance to forecheck. We're not making the right decisions in the neutral zone, and it backfires. So yeah, we need to simplify our game. You can't wipe everything out as far as, I mean, I don't think many people have been involved in a game like that. Players, coaches, whatever it may be, throughout their careers. But so you're going to have something with it, but you just got to simplify things, and I'm glad we're playing pretty quickly here.
You can look at the hockey card and see Cam Atkinson's having success, especially this last little run. But from your point of view, what's he been doing that's allowed him to have the success he's had recently?
Well, the biggest thing with Cam, when I first started with the team, it got good to Cam really quickly. When things were going well for him, he kind of forgot his practice habits and just thought he was going to fly through and do the things. I think he's really worked on that part of his game, his preparation and keeping his concentration when things are going good. You can concentrate and work in the game when there's some struggles. Your coach is telling you to do that, and he's kind of leaning on you. When things are going well, that's when players tend to, it gets good to them. Cam was the poster child for me when I first started with him. But I think he's improved tremendously in his preparation. I think that's why he's been more consistent.
Was it important to get Bobrovsky out as quick, or back here as quickly as possible in the net after a game like that, or was this already a scheduled start that you already had on that? You know what I mean? It's like he has a game like that. Was it important to get him back in the net as quick as possible?
Oh, sure. You don't want any goaltender sitting on something like that. But yeah, Bob was going anyway. He was going to play this game anyways. He's played pretty well here, and he's our #1 guy. It's a division game. Yeah, but with that circumstance that we just went through, it's perfect to get him right back in the net.
How tough is it to tell in a game like that, or other games when a goalie is? Are there times where after the game you think, oh, he really struggled, and then you look at the video and you're like, well, maybe You know, like, you know
Well-
what I'm saying? Like, the video can kind of tell you a different story sometimes, or no?
Well, I didn't need the video to tell me the story. I knew Bob was struggling, not so much early on because they didn't have any chances. I mean, it was, I think, 8-1 in chances in that first period. But in the second period, you could tell there was some struggles. But as I said to you guys, be careful how you judge Bob in that game. Because there was just so many crazy things happening in front of him with the deflections. I mean, the perfect instance is their last power play goal. Murr blocks a shot, and it's teed up for, I'm not sure who one-timed it in, Monahan. And Bob can't do anything about that. So there's so many different things going on with him there in our team. So, you know, we've talked about, you know, should I take him this and that? I wanted to give him a chance. And Bob and I talked after, and he likes to have the opportunity to get his game going in situations. But listen, he's a tremendous competitor, a tremendous pro. I don't have many doubts as far as what we're going to see tonight as far as a goalie.
John, did you talk to Bob?
With or without what happened Tuesday night, the goals against is up this year pretty
Mm-hmm.
significantly. What's been going on that's caused that?
Well, Jay, I think early on we were really struggling. We didn't know who we were. We thought we were just an offensive team and didn't think we had to grind and forecheck. The numbers really bounced on us there. I think of late, throw away the last game and maybe a clunker, I forget when, last week or sometime. We've made some improvements on it. We were giving up, I'm not sure if we still do, but we were leading the league in odd man rushes. And that tends to be guys thinking that we're a little bit too offensive and not willing to put some grind into our game as far as putting pucks in deep and making the opposing D turn.
Rush is for, not against your lead.
Yeah, but it turns in again. It turns when we don't make the right decisions. When we have the puck, that's when it comes back odd man Russians against us. And yeah, so our decision making in the neutral zone, quite honest, was very inconsistent with a very inconsistent hockey team for how many games? 15 games ago. I think we cured it in the last. Throughout these last two games, we had a little good run here as far as just understanding who we are. And that changed. I'm not sure where the numbers are now, but I think we've made improvements. If you throw out last game, I think we've made improvements at it. And that was just our video before I came in to meet here with you guys, is making sure we're sharp through the neutral zone with the puck and making sure we're sharp when we don't have the puck.
You talked about how difficult a decision it is with the goalie, getting a goalie out. Twice Bob's been in for 8. Do you talk to him after games like that?
Yeah.
Just sort of explain
Yeah.
why you left him in?
Oh yeah.
Goalies.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you what the conversation was, but I immediately found Bob yesterday. And those are, see, I think there's easy situations to pull your goalie. That was, to me, and you guys can second guess me all you want, that's a hard one to really say he's got to come out, because we're 6-5. We're 6-5 after 2 periods. No matter what happened, we're 6-5. And I'm having Bob, our guy, I still think we would win that game, maybe by 3, the way that game was going. And I couldn't come to that point of saying, no, I'm going to change, because I don't blame Bob for a lot of the goals scored against him.
Yeah.
And, but there's other situations, to me, and I don't want to speak for the other team, but I'll just use it as a contrast. I think it was easy to take out their goalie after the first period. It was just more cut and dry as far as what happened on the goals.
Yeah.
And that's how coaches have to work with it. So, but for me, when you have conversations like that after that type of game, I think it helps the relationship between the coach and the goalie. And I hope it did, because Bob and I had a very honest conversation yesterday, and I loved it. I loved how he handled himself. I hope it helped him in my discussion with him.
Your quote about the 9th goal being the goal that took the wind out of you. Maybe
Yeah,
the year, but
it's
it
just
makes-
ridiculous, isn't it? Yeah,
It makes sense.
it does, and that's what today's game is. You have a coach talking about the 9th goal taking the wind out of these sails. You don't think you're going to win the game. I mean, my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's the truth.
When you look back on that film, did you say, that's where I could have taken him out?
The only
Easy
time,
doing film,
the only time that I was even, we knew he wasn't dead on, and in the circumstances of that game, it just wasn't a good night, for our goalie as far as what was going on around the net. Only time I really thought about it was walking down the hallway with the two coaches at the end of the second period. I said, should we take them? And that's when I was really thinking about it. But then when I saw some of the goals, like I was upset about the one that hit Murr's skate, and Bob looked like he was flopping all over the place. But I can understand when I watched the video in between periods, I said, well, that's what happened, hit Murr's skate. It was going in a total different direction. I said, you know what, I'm leaving him. And yeah, so that's when the decision was that was the only time that I would have taken him, was right there. But then it just didn't work out in the third, and I had to.
Any lineup changes tonight?
No.